So I'm gonna go back to an empty app again, and we'll start with step 1. Add a panel, industry fill, right? And then we'll add, why don't we add a title called my demo, or our demo. Now look at that. I didn't get text. I got some kind of strange line garbage. What does it say down here? Oh, it made a small panel. Because I'm not needing to type every detail. It's, I didn't have to get rid of my demo. And it should be our demo, I guess, if you're watching. Let's make it text. Now I see it. And let's make it large. Well, that's probably too big. You can see down here, it tells me header, large, text, affirmative. You know, it's giving me the feedback I need. It's also showing me how much, you know, text is actually used, how much meaning, only 18 bytes of meaning. Code, very little generated. I don't know the energy on the Mac, but on other platforms we get to see how much wattage the generated code would be consuming when we run it. Important for big, complicated apps. Anyway, why don't we make that medium? And I actually put in my words. I have the t-shirt sizes, you know, XS, XL. So we'll try medium. Yeah, that seems about right, Goldilocks style. And we'll fit it in the center, because it seems a little more fitting. And notice too, you can use words like nudge to the left, but I can also just select this guy and just move him if that's what we need. So you have all the traditional, you know, cursor GUI style control over the size and the position of stuff. So back over here, we're gonna let's add another space, right? Add a space, but this time let's put it in a huge box and on a new line. All right, and then inside that box, let's add another panel. Let's put a dark panel this time. Now that looks good. And we're gonna make a score, right? So our goal is to show how we do that game. So we should have the word score, right? So let's put text called home, that's what it would be, as a header. You know, it's the top line again. Ooh, and it's gigantic. So let's make it small. It's just that simple. Do I know what's going on? I'm clear. And we're gonna add a little more, and we're gonna look at, this is a high level of detail, a high level response, quick one. We're gonna go check out a more, well, let me just hop right over. We'll check out a more detailed version over here. So I got the same reply as before, but now I can also look at this little understood thing that says, home, it's text. There's an ID for it. I don't know if that matters, but it's available for more detail than just this one. What's in these is also just built from words. So you can describe different levels of detail you want to have about the content you've made. And this also gives us, you know, traditional statistics like how many computer jobs were made, how many rules, timeline steps, you know, what'd you use for resources, all that kind of stuff. And you can see alignment. Oh, that means it's in the center. These are words I put in. Here's XXL. You didn't see me write that. I wrote huge, and down here, I suspect we'll see padding 2. It does say huge. So different levels of detail are important, and they're decided by you. Anyway, let's go back to the previous screen to finish this up. So we've got our header for home. So let's add score. Add a number called score in the body, and let's set it to 0. Okay. Oh, I see it there, but I want to see the number, so I'll say just number, and it shows me that. How nice. Also, if I pick something like the font, right? Because when we were doing basketball, the font, it had that leading 0. It was digital. So let's try font LED and yellow Let's see how that goes. Yeah, but now it's really small, so let's make that huge. Or let's try XL, we just looked at. And I see it. And that leading zero thing, which is important for basketball scoreboards or other ones, is another piece of text I wrote that just said, if there's only one digit, add a zero. Okay, so that looks good. Let's start modifying it. Oh, and please notice, when I typed in font, it gives us examples again. Modern, classic, billboard, or colors. Here's some, traditional names. Obviously everybody knows red, green, blue, but azure, chartreuse, ones that even Crayola doesn't seem to have. So the options should be pretty limitless here. And if we want to add things, I showed before with fireworks, like maybe we want to add fire on top of the score. If the score's going up and it's, it's on fire or something like that. It's a possibility. Oh, and there it is. But why don't we keep that a secret for now? We're going to hide that. Let's call it call Flamo. All right. So when I wrote secret, I can read down here that it's hidden, and that's going to be useful later. But let's think about how we want to add. How do we want to control our piece of software? Let's change this home number. Well, we could add text outside. Let's go outside that space. Outside, add text called. We want to add it by 1, right? So +1, and on click. Increases score, or let's go increments score. I think that's good. Do we see that? We should put it in a box, large, on a new line. And let's call this just name, because I don't need to see the number. So there's a +1. Does that work? Let's see. Yes, it does. Okay. So that's useful, but we probably want to have more interesting ways to change stuff. How about a knob? Let's add a knob using score. Oh, and we didn't really give score a range, right? What's a basketball range? I guess they go over 100, but let's give it a range. 1 to or 0, I guess, because you start with 0 points. 0 to 100. Okay. And now let's have a little knob that uses score. Ooh, that looks squashed. Let's try the layout. In a box. How's that? Oh, very nice. And maybe we should make it huge too, because that'd be a lot easier to see. All right, let's try the knob. Does that work? Oh, it does. Very good. And we might want to, we might want to try different styles. So most software apps have knobs, and they have sliders. Let's add a slider using score and a new line, small row. Now I'm going to work on defining things. So let's define our own word. We'll say bub for bubble as a medium box on a new line. Is a switch if score is less than 10. All right, let's see if that does a thing. I see it there. If we make score big, it's off. When I come right down, there we go. 10? Nope. Less than 10. Yep. Okay. And so now, when I want to come over here and say, just add another bub, it will do that. And in fact, let's say switch if score is greater than 10. All right, so now it's not on, the other guy is, and yes, it's doing what we need. Okay, last thing will be, what if we want to have some more rich conditions? So maybe we want to say, and another new line of text, row, and we're going to call this test 1. If score is greater than 20, I make this small text, and then we're gonna, then we will have text called, above 20. That's what we're gonna say, and so say that with the Ava voice. And again, the name of the voices was shown before. All those things are there. And maybe we want to add one more line here. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit so it's easier to see. And this will be then reveal Flamo, because we made the flame before over here, right? But then we made it secret, made it hidden. And I can, again, read the words and see what's happening. Let's just test. Is that working? Okay, so we didn't give that a name. But it lets me show the logic here, and when I want to get rid of it, I can just write hide above it. Or I can put it in a space and write hide, and then...
above 20.
Okay, and here comes the flame. And our other logic holds. When this is low, that guy goes on.
Above 20.
Sure. So you get the sense that no matter what I'm choosing in this process, I'm able to come through, read about what's going on, make changes, do rich logic,